my fish looking at me like, what you doing down there? I'm filming a video. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carice. If you are new here, if you are not new, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a book haul. I'm not even going to call this a mini book haul because these are a lot of books. These are 13 books that we're going to go over. These were all gifts. I am still on a book buying ban, but I am on the book buying ban. Other people are not on the book buying ban for me. So these are all gifts. So I'm gonna go over each of them. I probably won't read the synopsis for all. Hold on. To start off, we have, and hopefully, I feel like the light is gonna be super bright. Let me lower the exposure real quick. So first we have Passing by Nella Larsen. This is a trophy. This is simply a trophy for my shelf. I did read this book on my Kindle, and yeah, I read it on my Kindle. I think I purchased it for, I think it was either 99 cents or 19 cents or something like that on Amazon. Purchased it on my Kindle and loved the book. It's really short. Loved it. Wanted it for a trophy. So this is the penguin cover, the penguin classics cover. So yeah, the other classics that I have are not penguin. They don't have the penguin cover, so it's gonna be a little mismatch when it comes to my other classics, but it's fine because the other covers I think the Barnes cover, like the signature classics cover, I don't really like that one. I don't really like that one. I really love this one. So definitely grateful for this. The Color Purple by Alice Walker. So I feel like I've watched The Color Purple. I watched the movie, right? This was way before my reading days. Watched the movie. Don't remember anything much about the movie. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but is this the movie where he's like I could fix that or something? Like, I feel like I always say like, I could fix that. I don't know if that's from this movie. But yeah, so Color Purple. I feel like this is just a staple. This is something that, you know, we should read. So I feel like it's like required reading. So I wanted this book and I got it, and I got this specific cover because I love this specific cover. Well, I didn't get it. It was a gift. So this specific cover was in my wish list, I should say. Ugh, this is so beautiful. Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. I'm on a journey, I would say, to read more Black classics. I have basically Tony's entire, like, you know, the I don't even know if y'all can see, but these ones, like, I'm gonna move a little bit. So these ones, I have those. I don't have her entire collection, but I have those, and I've read one Toni Morrison book so far. Again, it's a little advanced for me personally. So I am on a journey to read more Black classics. I think Color Purple is like a Black classic, and then Passing is also a Black classic, and then Their Eyes Are Watching God is, it's a Black classic as well. Next up we have Miss Bell Hooks. Again, I feel like this is a staple when it comes to like reading. This is a staple. So I have All About Love, which is New Visions. All About Love, New Visions, right? Yeah. We have a Salvation. This is Black People and Love. And then we have the last one, which was the one that touched my heart the most. I haven't read them, but when I was going through the synopsis of each of them, I felt like I would connect with this particular one, especially at this stage in my life and with navigating different changes and different things within my life. I think I would connect so much more with this one, especially with me trying to build community and have community. So having an uplifting community. So I think this one would really touch my soul, touch my heart. So this is Communion, and it is the female search for love, and it's not just talking about love in a sense of romantic love. I think it mentioned that it's love in all aspects. You're loving yourself, community. So yeah, I'm excited to read these 3 books by her, but most importantly, I'm excited to read Communion. I have Camilla's Roses. This is the second book I have by Bernice McFadden. The first book is Groove, which is the book about the four friends in New York City, I think. This one, I want to say Bernice's books are being released with newer covers, but this is also a smaller book. I'm not sure exactly what this one is about. I just know I loved the cover, just like I love the cover for Sugar, and I believe the second book in the series, because it's Sugar and then another book. So love the covers for them. So this one is, it says Camilla's childhood was immersed in love and chaos and steeped in perfection. As an adult, she hasn't looked back, refusing to acknowledge the people and places that scarred her so many years ago. But a cancer diagnosis forces Camilla to turn the past and all its pain to save her daughter. Okay, so I don't know, this is seeming like it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be heavy, because for one, we're dealing with cancer. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot. I want to say when I read the synopsis for it, it was talking about the relationship between mother and daughter. So I don't know, we'll see. I've never had a book make me cry, and I don't know if this book will do that, but we will see. We will see. I'm not saying that I'm chasing that emotion to come out of me, but it's just I've never had a book make me cry. But there are certain themes within this book that I think will probably bring me to that point. So I don't know, we'll see. We have Hood Feminism. This is a book that I saw this book, my very first time seeing this book was when I was working at my first job, and I saw somebody reading this book, and I was like, Hood Feminism, like, what is that about? And they were telling me, and it sounded interesting. So it sounded interesting enough for me to I think I added it to my wish list, and I took it off, and I just never added it back. But it was given to me as a gift, and I am super excited to read it. So it says Notes from the Women That a Movement Forgot. So it's talking about basically the feminist movement. Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about everything feminism, and I love that. I love it, because again, building community, especially building community with the Black women in my life, has been so important for the season in my life that I'm navigating. So it's just, yeah, I think I'm gonna have a great time with this. One Golden Summer by Carley Fortune. This is the second book in the, is it Barry's Bay? I think it's Barry's Bay, in the Barry's Bay series. Now, I haven't read the first book. The first book is sitting right here. So I haven't read the first book. Yeah, just haven't read the first book. But this was on my wish list as well, and I just wanted to own the entire the series, because again, I don't know if this is an official series. It's just people say that you read this one first and then you read this one, because her other books are not connected to these two in any type of way. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I personally just wanted to have both of these, so that when I do read this one, I can just jump straight, maybe not jump straight into this, but have this book readily available. So I don't want to read the back, because again, I don't know exactly what this one is about, and I don't want to read the back and then I get spoiled and then somebody else gets spoiled, so I'm not doing that. Grown Women by Sarai Johnson. So again, actually, y'all, this is the book, I think this is the book that is talking about the relationship with the mom and daughter. I don't know, this one is also talking about a mom and a daughter, so I'm not sure. I think Camilla's Roses is talking about a relationship with mom and daughter, and it dives into that, but I also think this also talks about relationship with mom and daughter. So yeah, a lot of mom and daughter books, and I'm loving that. So this is Grown Women by Sarai Johnson. This is in 1974, following Charlotte, who is 18 and she's pregnant with her daughter Karina. She flees her privileged upbringing, seeking refuge from her cold, troubled mother Evelyn. She lands in a tiny town outside Nashville and begins to forge a fraught path of her own. When a teenage and headstrong Karina gives birth to her own daughter Camille, Camille, Charlotte's life is changed. She is transfixed by the beautiful, intelligent little girl and promises to give her grandchild the best childhood she can. Camille's talents eclipse the opportunities available to her in rural Tennessee, though in rural Tennessee. What? Camille's talents eclipse the opportunities available to her in rural Tennessee, can I not read? Though Camille's talents eclipse the opportunities available to her in rural Tennessee, because I can read. Okay, it's just the sentence is tearing me up because there's a comma and then it says though, and then there's a comma and then it says and her mother and okay, her mother and grandmother decide to do something drastic. They reach out to the long estranged Evelyn for help. Okay, so this seems like it's gonna be it's gonna be messy. It's probably gonna be a little messy. They work together, so the three women work together to raise their collective daughter with the tenderness and empathy they miss in their own relationships. Ooh, this is probably gonna hit. Not probably, it most likely will hit, because I think for me, I'm just like, I'm always the person that I want to do different if I have children. Like if I ever decide to have children, like I want to do different. I want to, show you different. I want to, teach you different. So I feel as though this book will touch on some things that I may have been thinking about myself. So very interested to read this book. Sweetness in the Skin by Ishi Robinson, and this one is following Pumpkin. So I know very little about this book. So it's following Pumpkin. Home is complicated. She shares a tiny room house in Kingston, Jamaica, with three women: her mother, Paulette, who ignores her beloved Aunt Sophie, whom her mother resents, and her grandmother, who has always played favorites. What, bro? All these books are like mother-daughter. All these books are mother-daughter related. Wow, this is something. This is gonna be interesting. It's not an easy household, and whenever tensions rise, Pumpkin retreats to the kitchen to create the Jamaican puddings and cakes that have always given her comfort. Come on, Jamaican pudding. When Sophie moves to France for work, she vows to send for her niece in 1 year's time, promising a new life together. But in order to follow her aunt, Pumpkin has a mountain to climb, starting with the question of how she'll afford to make the journey. How old is Pumpkin? Pumpkin. How old is she? Because what do you mean, starting with the question of how she'll afford to make the journey? How old is Pumpkin? Does it say? Okay, I guess I'll find out in the book. Love After Love by Ingrid Persaud. I believe this one is based in Trinidad. I am excited to read these Caribbean books because Hurricane Summer is my first Caribbean read, and I've never experienced other Caribbean places in a book, because all the books I've read before are all based in America or they're based somewhere else, but not the Caribbean. So I'm excited for these three books because I'm trying to build a Caribbean section on my bookshelf. So I'm excited to read these Caribbean books. I am Caribbean myself, so I want to just kind of not just reading books based in Jamaica. Like, no, I want to read books based in Trinidad, Grenada, Barbados, Guyana, like all these places, like Belize, like all these places. I want to read these books that are based in the Caribbean. And luckily I have followed her name's Renee. I followed her on Instagram. So she shares she reads Caribbean year round, but she also reads other books as well. But she's a great resource, honestly, to find like your first Caribbean read or whatever the case is, because she's the one that kind of got me into wanting to read more Caribbean books. So this one, I'm looking for the synopsis. I think it's a short synopsis actually. It just says, meet the Ramden Chetan family, forged through loneliness, broken by secrets, saved by love. So again, another probably another super emotional read related to family and family drama. So we shall see, and it will be very interesting to be immersed into, I guess, Trinidad, because is this based in Trinidad, y'all? Last up for our book haul is River Sing Me Home by Eleanor Shearer. Girl, I'm sorry if I messed up your name. Shearer. This book, I believe, is based in Barbados, and it's historical as well, historical fiction. So it says, the master of the Providence plantation in Barbados gathers his slaves and announces the king has decreed an end to slavery. As of the following day, the Emancipation Act of 1834 will come into effect. The cries of joy fall silent when he announces that they are no longer his slaves. They are now his apprentices. No one can leave. They must work for him for another 6 years. Freedom is just another name for the life they have always lived. So Rachel runs. Away from Providence, she begins a desperate search to find her children, the 5 who survived birth and were sold. Wow. Are any of them still alive? Rachel has to know. The grueling, dangerous journey takes her away from Barbados, deep into the forests of British Guyana, and finally across the sea to Trinidad. So it's based in Barbados, and we're traveling. She is driven on by the certainty that a mother cannot be truly free without knowing what has become of her children. Oh my God. Oh, oh my God. Why do I feel like crying? Oh my word. These are the stories of Mary Grace, Micah, Thomas Augustus, Cherry Jane, and Mercy. But above all, this is the story of Rachel and the extraordinary lengths to which her mother will go to find her children and her freedom. Why do I feel like I'm gonna chalk it up to, yeah, I'm not gonna cry. So these were the 13, I think these were 13 books that I am now adding to the TBR, and I really am looking forward to reading these books. Most of these books are honestly being added to the book club, because my 2-person book club with my cousin. So I don't remember, I know I can't see it in the video, but I know for a fact One Golden Summer is a book that's just gonna be added to my series shelves, but most of these books will be added to the book club so that we can read them together, especially two out of 3 of the Caribbean books. That'll be really fun to read with her together. And then, like I said, passing is a trophy. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you've read any of these books, and if you're looking forward to reading any of these books, if any of these books are on your TBR. And yeah, subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.